What is up, everyone? I'm Shinchi42. Welcome to Call of Dragons. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can unlock T4 units in Call of Dragons. If you guys are new to Call of Dragons, this is going to be very helpful for you guys because T4 units are very, very strong, and they are going to be basically your unit that you're going to be working on for a very long time. So by the way, I am a content creator here for Call of Dragons, so if you guys are new to the channel, do consider subscribing, and do me a favor here as you guys are watching the video, smash like and let me know how far you guys are on your progression to T4 if you guys are currently playing the game already. And if you guys are new to the channel and you haven't downloaded the game, let me know if you guys are going to be trying the game. So in this game, there are multiple tiers in Call of Dragons. So we will have our tier 1, we will have our tier 2, then we will have our tier 3, tier 4, and then tier 5 units here in Call of Dragons. So today I'm going to explain to you guys what are the best practices here on how you can unlock your tier 4 unit in Call of Dragons. This is going to be the purple troop type in here that you can see. So we got something from blue, green, and then actually maybe it's a light blue. So light blue, green, and then blue, and then purple, and then gold is tier 5. We'll talk about tier 5 in the future, but for now, we need everyone to be able to get into tier 4 because this is a very strong medium power type of unit, because you will be able to dominate against many other players once you have tier 4 units. Now in Call of Dragons, there are 5 different unit types in here. So you can see that we have a marksman here, which is in my spear range. We have axemen, which are infantry. We have our satyr, which is going to be the mage, and we will have our beast pen, which is going to be for our transport units, and as well as for the cavalry units in here. So in the cavalry, there is no tier 1, which is very interesting, right? We actually have a transport unit, so cavalry really starts in tier 2, tier 3, and then tier 4. And what's unique about this is that we have a flying unit. Now the flying unit starts with tier 3, and then with tier 4, and then with tier 5. So the flying unit does not have a tier 1 and tier 2. Just to give you guys that information here. So tier 4 units provides a lot of damage. So if you look into this one, you can actually see the stats of a tier 4 unit. So comparing from, you know, a tier 3, you're gaining a lot, 100 there. But of course, when you go for a tier 5, you also get a lot more. All right, so get yourself familiarized with the stats here of each of the units as they are reaching to tier 4. And by the way, each units in here in Call of Dragons have their own different types of modes of attack range. So for example, like here on the mage, their attack range is very far. When we go into the spearmen in here, which is a marksman, their attack range is medium. The power of tier 4 is 4 per trained units, okay? And then each tier 4 as well has a specific skill in here. Each unit, you can see there is a specific skill. Each faction will have different skill. They are all going to be the same cost on how to unlock in the same process. All right, so let's first talk about buildings, because it is very important to know what building you need to improve to get into tier 4. So basically what you need to do is on your research center. So for me as a Wilderberg in here, I have the Shears Council. So the Shears Council is going to be the one that is where you will be able to perform your research in the game. So you can see I have my economic tree, and then I have my military technology as well. In the military technology, this is where you are going to be able to find your tier 4 unit. As you can see, they're all here, and I have already unlocked them. So it's a good advice that I can give you guys here. It is not a rush process as well, to which this process here took more efficiency as well, what we have done. And I'm going to teach you guys how to efficiently do this as well. So basically what you need to do here with the priority of the buildings is that you need to rush your city hall to 21. All right, so you need to rush this to 21. I'm currently at 24, but once you have reached 21, you can start on working on your academy to 21 or your research center, and then you can start to unlock tier 4 units. So you need to hit the metropolis in here, and with that you're going to have 4 Legion Q. So bonus tip here, get it to 22 right away, just so you can have 5 Legion Q that you can send out to either kill Darkling patrols or dark creatures, or farm resources as well. You have 5 Qs to fight other players as well, which is amazing as well, right? So get into CH22 right away. Now, as I mentioned, you need to rush things in here to get to tier 4. That means on your other buildings in here, so if they have a duplicate building, you only really need one of them to be the highest level for the prerequisite. Let's say if this one is like level 20, and this one is level 19. Once I've reached level 21 on my shaman hut, then I can progress onto the next prerequisites for the buildings. So just an example for that, you don't need everyone to be the same level, but of course I suggest if you're working onto the shaman hut or to the hospital to make them at a pretty same level as high as you can so that you can get more free healing. By the way, talking about free healing, I don't know if you guys understand how healing works. Put this in your tab. I'll put a link up there. Make sure to check it out because there is a healing video guide that I have made and it's actually very, very helpful. It helps you guys understand how this game works with the healing process. Now let's talk about the prerequisites of the technology. Well, as I mentioned earlier, for the buildings, you need to rush things. So for this one, at the same way as well, you will want to rush things as well. So if you are working towards your T4 and you're ready, I want you guys to look into what I'm going to tell you. I want you guys to take a look in here into the military tech because you need to rush towards there. So work on your conscription, which is also a great, research here because this technology grants you increased speed for all units, train speed by 10%, which is huge. All you do is try to unlock the spearments in here. You don't need to max them out right away, honestly. You can just do the bare minimum of all of these, try to unlock them, and then if you need to, let's say once you reach a certain research here, and then it tells you that, okay, I need to finish this one up in here from the back, then finish it. But as much as possible, try to move forward and move back only when you really need to. Because if you're wasting a lot of the time and trying to finish up, maxing out everything in here, your progress towards to getting your tier 4 will be slower. That means that your production of tier 4 will be slower than other players who are actually maximizing the time. So as you can see in here, if we look into my troops, let's go into the legions. You can see that I have a lot of tier 4. I don't really have any tier 3 because I pretty much skipped tier 3 and I pretty much jumped from tier 1 and then I went from tier 2 and then I just jumped towards to tier 4 right away. So that's what I'm saying is that you can do is like the bare minimum. Now, as you do the bare minimum in here, one thing I would recommend is max out your conscription because you want to train faster for your units so that you can get more units to fight, to gather, and do anything that you want in Call of Dragons. So conscription is a very, very important research here in Call of Dragons. Now, let me give you guys some great tip here. As you are working onto your military technology, you cannot forget about your economic technology as well. So 2 important things that you need to work on in the economic technology. This is going to help you save some speed ups in Call of Dragons. You want to work on your architecture. So whenever you upgrade your research center, you are going to be able to speed it up much faster at a 15% reduction speed in here. As you can see, this architecture 1, all right? So, and then when we move forward here, you want to work onto your scholarship so that you can research things faster in the research center or in the academy, all right? And then you moving forward in here, you will also have another path here for another architecture. So as you can see, I have this maxed out already. That means that it's going to save me a lot of time when I upgrade my city hall and other buildings as well as my academy. And then after that, you will have the scholarship. This is the last one in here. So you need the architecture 1 and 2, scholarship 1 and 2. This will definitely save you a lot of time when you are doing all of your research and especially trying to unlock tier 4 units. Another thing that I would really recommend is that you guys work on your stamina and breath control 1 and 2. As you can see, we have the second one in here. This is going to increase the amount of CP that you can store and the amount of CP you can regenerate. The more you kill barbs, the more you kill darklings and dark creatures, the more speed ups you can also get, and then you can use them to speed things up to get your tier 4 units. And now another thing that can also help you to perform your research as well or building upgrades here is find a rune. So as you can see, this one is a training speed. So if I grab this training speed, I can train more units in here. But sometimes like this one is a building speed plus 15%. Sometimes there will be a research one. So try to time it and grab one of those before before you do any building upgrade or any research upgrade. That's going to save you a lot of speed ups in the long run. Now let's talk about what should you unlock first. So there is 5 units in here, as I've mentioned. My real recommendation is that unlock the marksman first. I didn't unlock the marksman first. I unlocked the mage first, and then I unlocked the cavalry. So based on my experience so far in season 1, I'm gonna tell you right now, unlock the marksman first, because they are going to be the ones that are going to deal a lot of damage, especially if you're trying to perform in the behemoth challenges. So for example, for the spring warden, the marksman is called the archers in here, and then for the League of Orders, the marksmen are going to be the ballistas, and then for the Wilderberg, the marksman is going to be the spearmen. So that's one thing that I should tell you guys, is to unlock the marksman first. That is also in consideration, and that I know that you guys are already working on Guanwin as your, epic hero, and you started with spring wardens, because the marksman is really good. Honestly, in my previous video, I did recommend it for people to do League of Orders, but based on what my experience in here seeing, not a heavy spender kingdom or not a heavy spender alliance in here, and I've been seeing all the marksmen, they're free to play. Some of them may be moderate spender, and I've spent a lot more. I'm number 2 powerful player in this server right now, and they're beating me because their marksman, their Guanwin is good with Nico. So marksman is a thing that I would recommend for you guys to go forward, and then after that, just choose whatever you want. So for me, if I had to do a restart here, I would do the marksman, and then I would do mage, and then I will do cavalry, and then eventually I'll get the flying units. But this is something that I've learned throughout as I play the game, and I just want to share to you guys my experiences in here. All right, so I've given you guys some great tips in here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content, and hopefully this is going to bring you from 0 to, I don't know, 3 million power. Good luck to you guys. I hope to see more of you guys here in Call of Dragons. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Interact with me here. I want to hear from you guys. And if you guys watch until the end, pat yourself here in the back. Let us know in the comment every time that you finish the video and saying that, hey, Shin, I finished your video. It's great. So yeah, I want to hear from you guys, and hopefully we get to see each other in the battlefield, either friends or enemies. We will see. In the future, maybe there's going to be a, KVK or a migration, so we'll see. Yeah, anyway, my friends, my Call of Dragons friends, thank you guys for watching. Smash like into the video, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.